Hey, another video. And this is about, well, it's actually the first binder that I made about the symptoms that I had after many years following a vegan diet. And this is then the binder of all my complaints. I ignored them for the most part, and I continued my vegan diet because that was the healthy diet that was promoted. So it couldn't be possibly be that, just like the other thing. It could be anything except that. So here were my complaints: loose teeth, receding gums, plantar fasciitis, that's actually heel spur, brittle nails and brittle bones. I broke in 1 year my collarbone and a metatarsal in my foot. Hair loss, facial flushing, especially asymmetrical, and I was allergic to the sun because I ate a lot of celery and lemons, and that actually creates some kind of an allergy against the sun, and it makes your skin go really inflamed and red. I had low energy, headaches. I had a burst blood vessel in my eye one day, bloating, stomach aches, slow wound healing. I had a burn on my hip and it took forever to heal. Constipation, uh, facial hair grow. I had these little hairs. I now don't know how it's called, but it is to protect the skin, and so I had more facial hair grow. I was always cold. Amenorrhea, so I had no period. I had Raymond syndrome. It's Raynaud syndrome. That is that the the blood circulation in your hands is so poor that actually the tip of your fingers, they become almost black. Um, and then of course I wanted to know what it was, and my mom said maybe you have a brain tumor because her mom died suddenly and they thought it was a brain tumor, and my mom thought maybe it's genetic because that's the traditional medical beliefs, is that if it's genetic, then there's nothing that you can do about it. It's learned helplessness, and you won't look for the cure, and you just don't change anything to your lifestyle, and you'll probably die of exactly the things that you're repeating, expecting a different outcome. So very interesting, because I looked into this and I thought, what if I do have a brain tumor? And so I looked into carcinoid syndrome that also gives like this bleeding into the skin. And it's also a side effect from chemotherapy and radiation side effect. It's interesting, all the things that I read right now, that I think I was so close, because I got the symptoms right after a smart meter was had been installed at my house, because the analog meters for the electricity had to be replaced. Well, you can also keep the analog meter, but you have to pay a monthly fee. And if you have the smart meter installed, then you don't have to pay anything, and it's just business as usual. So I thought, no, I didn't look into smart meters and how bad they were for your health. But of course, that thing was just outside of my bedroom. So every time I would lay down, I would get this headache, and I would totally feel sick and get this burning skin feeling. That's what erythromyalgia is. It's like you're feeling like you're burning from the inside out. It's actually like you're in a microwave. And I think that was one of it's like, for me, it's comorbidity, because I had a lot of stress at that time as well. My father had cancer and he was living in the Netherlands and I was in Canada. I worked like 3 jobs, and because I was divorced and I wanted to pay off my mortgage, and there was just a lot of things happen. Oh, and I had a stalker at that time. Maybe I'll tell that story one day. But I had a lot of stress, and I think when different stresses come together, things like a smart meter or a bad diet or lifestyle, that is what is causing you to get really sick. So of course, I wanted to know what I had, and the doctors didn't know what it was, and basically put me on antibiotics, which is anti-life. I told you in that other video, and all kinds of other medications, but there was no one who would actually ask me, so what do you do in a day? Like the places where you are, what do you eat, what do you drink? Nothing of that. No, I was eating like raw kale. The oxalate amount in that is so high that even sheep who eat kale can die. Right? And that's what I was like eating as a salad, just. And I felt so bad afterwards. Didn't know, it's like it couldn't possibly be the kale, right? Because vegetables are good for you. You know, I kept telling myself it cannot possibly be that. So I was looking to all the other things, and I thought I have to drink more water, drink more water. And I developed this potomanie where I was drinking like 4 liters of water a day. So I was flushing out all the good electrolytes out of my body, and I was making myself even sicker. So yeah, it's very unfortunate, all the things that I went through, especially in the beginning. But this whole journey has been such a learning lesson. It's definitely been, I was kind of ignorant before, but ignorance is absolutely not bliss. And I'm happy that now with the knowledge, that's power, and keeping myself healthy is now the most important thing. So yeah, that's my video of today. Bye.